Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. My question of today is, what city are you watching this video from? And if you're finding somebody else from the same city, maybe connect, maybe say hi, or just represent your city in the comment section. We're all one big family, as you guys most likely know. Now, today we have a lot to talk about. You can most likely already see it from the top section here. Not only XRP, just everything we have to talk about today. So let's not waste any more time. First of all, the Cryptic Poet just shared that just in. Two major Ripple partners, Volante Technologies and Deloitte, enter into a strategic alliance agreement to accelerate payments modernization. Now, exactly how this is going to work, I would say don't focus too much on it. Just know that connections are being made with Ripple as the middle of things. And it's actually happening almost every single day. Deloitte specifically, and actually most of them have been working with Ripple for years and years and years. It's just now, as we've already stated a couple of times before, the connections are starting to be made. Where it's like, for example, a Ripple partner Deloitte is now also partnering up with another Ripple partner, Volante Technologies, and now those triangles are forming here, which is really what we wanted to see. Here's again the press news article, but you can already believe me from what I just said. Then a couple of people, BC Backer and Reborn here, have shared a, I guess, kind of TA for XRP, which basically shows that XRP bounced up here at about 60, I think I'm gonna call it about 65 cents here on the trend line, and now again basically finding its support there, now bouncing back upwards, calling it a really bullish signal. I want you guys to be careful here. Even though I am personally extremely bullish on XRP, and I guess crypto for the same matter, this or anything that these guys have shown you is definitely not the, oh my days, everything is for sure going to work out in the short term type of signal. We all know, at least once more, not financial advice, my own opinion, that crypto will work out longer term. But the short term, we really cannot predict. Even a trend line like this is good until it's broken, right? So what does it really show you? Well, there's a higher likelihood of just, since we found some support and we bounced upwards, that we're going to continue on. But I also have here, for example, let me quickly see, do I have the Discord open here? Here's, for example, somebody in the Discord, a link for Discord down below, who's also showed a little bit of a TA for Bitcoin specifically, with some, again, some targets right there. This is just a hypothetical. What does it basically show? Well, I guess it's also like the stock to flow. It basically just shows the process of where we are about to head over a certain amount of time. And what is really important to understand there is that a bottom, I guess, is most likely there. We know that it will, for example, Bitcoin will not go to $3,000 anymore. At least in my opinion, it won't. What we don't really know is how low it can go and where it will bounce from and how high it can go again. And we gotta know the general line and we know the gist of it, but the real intricates we really will not figure out, and we will never figure that out. It's one thing that nobody can predict, and it's something which you should really understand here, that you should not try to figure it out. Personally, I would say longer term hodling is just a lot safer. That's also kind of the conclusion we came to in Discord. It's so much easier, right? If you're trading, that's completely fine. I mean, here we are in, for example, let's quickly check it out, about 50% profit on the trade, which we did live. Once more, guys, there's $2,600 worth of bonuses that you can get on Bybit. If you want to trade, make sure you understand the game properly, all right? These types of things are possible. I keep telling you it is, but it's not easy. And even though a lot of these guys on YouTube are trying to make it look like it's, oh, so easy to just quickly trade here and there, it's not. It really isn't, but it is possible, definitely for sure. And specifically, if you're doing these bigger swings and going, for example, long in a bull market and potentially short in a bear market. I'm not so big on the shorts, only for the really, really short term, but mostly just going long. I'm going to say from my own perspective, I personally find that you can't really go too wrong with them if you, I guess, know what you're doing, right? Let me put it once more. I've got to be a little bit careful here because you can definitely do some things wrong, but the way I trade, I can definitely not do anything too wrong, and if I do mess up in some way, shape, or form, it kind of levels itself out. I'm not exactly trying to phrase this to you guys. It's like, you just make sure that if you're going for a position like that, that you're like a 95% sure this is going to work out. And if it doesn't, well, then I guess everything is going to doo-doo. So at least you have that, right? For example, my liquidation here for XRP is 47 cents, which I will adjust downwards as time goes on. If XRP really hits like 0 or 4 cents or 11 cents, I'm screwed to a certain degree anyway. So I will definitely just take this quote unquote risk then. It's not really a big deal because once more, I'll get this liquidation price to maybe like, let's say 24 cents or so. And if we really hit that low, I mean, I don't care about losing the trade at that point anymore anyway. You know, if we go to 24 cents, I've lost way more money just with my holding stash. But once more, there's a $2,600 bonus on Bybit. Check it out. Link is down below. And there's also, there's two things guaranteed, which one is a 25 XRP deposit bonus. So if you deposit 500 XRP, you get 25 XRP for free the 1st of June. And there's a Ledger Nano X giveaway as well. There's actually 5 of them for people who deposit over 1,000 XRP. Moving on, meet Ripple and XRP. Let's quickly see here. Where's the where's the title? There you go. Cryptocurrency for banks. We don't have to go over the article to actually get the picture here. You know, XRP was really laughed at a lot for being the crypto of the banks and whatnot. Look how things have really changed though, right? Highly centralized is what they call it. I think that's really, really interesting because it's not centralized. Ripple Labs controls the XRP supply. Recent regulatory action against XRP. Those are the disadvantages. The advantages are fast settlement, very low fees, versatile exchange network, and used by large financial institutions. To be honest, guys, I would say the only big disadvantage is actually this last point to some people, that recent regulatory action against XRP might be something quote-unquote scary. This middle point here, Ripple controlling a lot, actually happens for a lot of different crypto. It is not necessarily a bad thing. It actually isn't. If you have a good argument as to why, let me know, but I've thought about this for so long, you guys most likely know about now too. It's not necessarily a bad thing, and highly centralized, I would say, is not true. Then, just once more, it's kind of funny how it's going along, where it's like, oh, XRP, the crypto for the banks. They used to always mock it that way. Now they're praising it for being that way. Then, guys, I was actually trying my best to get some information on Glassnode here about the whales, basically, about the crypto whales. But, yeah, you know what? I've decided to not pursue that dream anymore, mostly for the reasoning that, you know, if you check out the pricing here, it's not necessarily conservative pricing. I mean, you need a tier 3 subscription, because I quickly decided to check it out, obviously, but you need a tier 3, and tier 3 you can only get if you get the professional, which is once more $800 a month. And I just wanted it for one video, so you know, I'm definitely not doing that. If I find a really good use for it, except for just one little chart, I might sign up for it to give you guys the best news. Once more, look at the sacrifices your boy Dusty's got to make here to give you guys the best content. But I wasn't about to pay $800 a month for one little video right here. I'm sorry, guys. The videos don't earn that much. But we did find Crypto here, who actually did put it up as well. So what he basically said in this video, and what I basically wanted to come down to, is actually take a good look at the Bitcoin whales, denominated here in orange, and the Bitcoin price over here in kind of a grayish tint. What he's basically showing is that at one point or another here in February, it actually switched over. The Bitcoin whales here on February 6th all of a sudden started to actually become less of whales. Basically, there were basically less whales with balance between 1 and 10,000 Bitcoin. And that's really funny because just after that switch happened, the Bitcoin price also started to come down. It took a little bit of time to realize that, but just afterwards, again, you can see a couple of weeks later, things start to kind of crumble. And some people are putting it as if it's manipulation because it's all planned and whatnot. It's just something to think about, right, for yourself. One thing I also had open here was the exchange reserves. What I would say is also interesting on that one is, let's quickly see here. Things were really doing prosperous. Again, here in black, it's the Bitcoin price. In red, it is basically the reserve on exchanges, which is the amount of Bitcoin kept on exchanges, right? It's, you know, roughly 2.5 million. Here's 2.8, and the lowest is about 2.3. So what happens is this was basically in a steady decline from, let's say at least August 2020 up to about April somewhere. And what happened? Well, at about April 20th, 19, whatever, something like that, that's just a couple of days after Bitcoin hit its all-time high. Around that time, again, the exchange reserves also started to go back up. You might call this it depends on what you, of course, call a correlation here. But one fun thing is, again, that Bitcoin's price started to move down and the reserves started to go up like crazy. Together, of course, with the fear going up, people are really keeping a lot more money on exchanges now. And it's kind of, indicative maybe that the price starts to go down, it's really starting to go up, and it's basically switched over the trend. This might be something to kind of reconsider or think about. Just one thing I wanted to put up for you guys. Then I wanted to quickly put up Polygon here. Once more, guys, I've been so extremely bullish on that one. I still, not financial advice, but I still recommend for you guys to check into Polygon. Not promoting it. I mean, it's not a promotional video. It's not a paid thing, anything like that. I'm just literally, for my own goodness of heart or whatever you want to call it, they're telling you Polygon is a really solid project. I've talked to you guys about it for a couple of times now, but I'm still going to try to hammer on it because I've made so many videos. While it was at 80 cents, right now it's almost $2. Check it out. Just take a couple of minutes out of your day. Check out what it does. It is worth your time. And specifically Polygon, and I would say, let's see, so Matic / Polygon and Ethereum Classic right now are doing quite good. Why? Well, because they're basically Ethereum competitors. Matic, of course, is the layer 2, or basically the scaling solution for Ethereum. Polygon takes that a little step further. And of course, Ethereum Classic is this quote-unquote better version of Ethereum. I would, of course, like to debate that, but again, it's kind of what it does. These are doing good because Ethereum is showing its flaws with the huge cost of transfer. These coins and a lot of other DeFi-related coins or platforms, basically like Cardano, will keep doing prosperously or doing amazing when Ethereum is showing its flaws. And Ethereum right now, I don't have an article open for that one. Too bad I don't. Is actually going over into like overdrive mode, where they're trying to roll out their proof of stake a lot faster than before, which is basically Ethereum not being mineable anymore, but again, stakeable. And that again might actually be something to consider as well, because if proof of stake comes out, I do wonder how these coins will phase in if they're not as necessary anymore. But a Polygon will always be necessary, so it's not really too bad. But it's like, well, if Ethereum scales, then what happens to the scaling solutions? Here are 2 key price indicators every crypto trader should know. I don't really think you should. Moving average and RSI is definitely nice to know about. Do you really need it? Definitely not. Is this a good article to check out? Well, yes. If you are a beginner into TA, this is an article which you can definitely check out for yourself, or just type in a YouTube technical analysis, watch a video for an hour, and you'll know 95% of what people actually do in videos. You'll understand at least 95%. Will you be able to do it yourself? Most likely not. Will you understand it all? Most likely yes. JP Morgan says the recent crypto plunge and shift into riskier altcoin bets looks a lot like the 2017 collapse. You know what I'd like to say, guys? You know what we've really seen here? It's a lot of banking banks, I guess, basically, just moving over into crypto to say something about it. And what I've also seen a couple of times on Twitter is, once the big banks start to talk about it, take a step back. And even Bitcoin Whale, or whatever his name is on Twitter, Crypto Whale, said that once banks start to recommend you something, do the opposite. I don't want to necessarily say anything along those lines. I want to say that I do think it's kind of scary, because banks are basically the opposite of what Bitcoin is supposed to help. Bitcoin should be against the banks. So those banks coming in so hot saying, hey, look at this, it's so good, giving attention to it is really odd in my opinion. Of course, they cannot ignore it any longer, which they tried for a very good while, but the amount of enthusiasm they have is really strange to me. How excited they are is odd. So make sure you understand that. The fact that these guys might be playing a bigger game. Again, we do know that manipulation is happening at the higher level of things, and it will continue on that way for a very good while. So again, don't let your hands be influenced by what these banks say. I personally don't listen ever. I never try to read any article that starts with JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, unless it is, of course, to inform you guys. But at least I will never make a financial decision, let me put it like that, based on what these guys are saying. I just don't think that's worth my time. Then XRP Bart just posted the Phoenix on Ripple's XRP, or Ripple's Facebook page. Yes, so CNBC posted a little picture here of the Disruptor 50 companies and a little Phoenix right there. A lot of people are taking this very much out of proportion and really going crazy as to saying that this has all been planned, this is all part of something, because Ripple retweeted it. It's definitely something interesting. Ripple is showing their face, though, on a lot of major news websites now, and of course on CNBC everywhere right now, which is pretty nice. A lot of people are referring, of course, back to The Economist here. Then Bitcoin crash opens door to a tax loophole for investors. Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin, and other crypto have seen prices plunge in the recent weeks. These investors can leverage those losses in a way that a typical stock or mutual fund investors can't. And that's because the so-called wash sale rules don't apply to crypto, according to financial advisors, but there are some important caveats. I don't want to actually go into this one, but check it out for yourself. If you're wondering about taxes, just maybe check this article out, give it a little read. It's called, once more, Bitcoin Crash Opens Door to a Tax Loophole for Investors on CNBC. I don't encourage any tax fraud or anything like that in the tax department. So, do your taxes properly, report to the IRS whenever you have to. That's all I can say about that. Dillion posted on Twitter, Tether is not backed by anything, lol. It's a legit scam. Jim Cramer said, If it is a scam, why can't a prosecutor bring it down? Why does the industry not stop them? And that's actually a really interesting point. So I've been, oh, by the way, guys, there's some Ferrari or Lamborghini, I'm not exactly sure what it is, just revving outside the hotel like, oh, like loud. Now, hopefully you guys can't hear it too annoyingly, but I mean, maybe you find it a beautiful sound, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I've gotten so used to it now, it's like, oh, it's going again? Okay. Because it's like, some of these guys will have the car for, let's say, a couple of hours or a day, and they'll come to the hotel, maybe pick something up, or somebody up, and just be there for like a good 5 minutes, just, you know what I mean? Yeah. At first I was like, whoa, wow. You know, a little, I guess a little boy's dream, you know, to keep seeing those cool cars, you know, those $100,000 cars, $1 million cars sometimes. But now it's kind of getting stale after having it so often. It's just, yeah, whatever. I've kind of cracked down on Tether quite, you know, a couple of times. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel. I've been cracking down on Tether quite often, mostly because I think it's kind of stupid, the whole idea. However, they have, throughout these journeys here, proven themselves by not being able to be beaten in lawsuits. And Jim has a good point here. If they really were a big scam, why couldn't any of these guys take them down? Well, I would say it's not like that. It's just, well, why can't a prosecutor take them down? It's because they have handled their stuff properly. They are doing it in a smart way. DAI, a big guy in the XP community, said, because it's propping up Bitcoin, which has no use case. And I would like to kind of go there and say, you know what? I personally think that if you are in a crypto community, regardless of which one it is, and you are a Bitcoin hater, that there's something wrong. Now, once more, I want to quickly state again, there's no hatred towards this individual right here, towards the digital asset investor. I have to put that up. There's no hatred, because everybody can have their own opinion. But my own opinion, again, is that I think it's not that smart to be in crypto and hate Bitcoin. Does he have a point that Bitcoin has no real use case? Debatable. Bitcoin is definitely not a top tier crypto if you're talking about utility or anything like that. It's just not that good. Should you be against Bitcoin though? Well, it depends. I mean, if you're really against Bitcoin, then what are you for? If you're for XRP, mind you very much so that the founders of XRP are also pro-Bitcoin. So it's a really double-edged sword there. It's like, if you are for XRP, you're not for Bitcoin, then it's kind of against it. You're against your own system. I just think that's kind of odd, you know, but whatever. Let's let it stick for what it is. I'm just quickly telling you guys, I will never recommend you only one coin. I will always say it's more smart to have multiple coins. Not financial advice, purely my own opinion, obviously, but hey, all right, let it be for what it is. And then a little bit last things, just GME is popping off. I just thought it was pretty fun to just quickly showcase you guys. GME doing good. Pretty funny to see. But yeah, guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to title this video just quite yet. There's so much stuff I talked about here. Let me know if you like the more diverse and longer videos, or you'd rather have some short, straight to the point updates. I'm not exactly sure. I tried some different stuff here. Let me know, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Don't forget to subscribe with the notification bell on, and take care, everybody.